A common framework for staging a listening lesson, and other skills too, is the pre, during, post model. You may well have heard of this model and perhaps use it in your planning already. Let's look at what it is and why we use it. The pre-listening or before listening stage is when we help our pupils get ready to listen to help their understanding of what they're going to hear. We can do this by introducing them to the topic to get them thinking about it before they begin listening. This is what is called activating schemata. Schemata are existing frameworks of knowledge that we have stored in our brain. This is something we do in everyday life so we can tune in quickly when we are listening or reading. In class, we can do this by showing pictures or words associated with the topic of the listening text and discussing them with our pupils. If it is an unfamiliar topic or there are things that pupils won't have come across before, we might also pre-teach important background information to help our pupils to understand the context, which will support them with the listening text they're about to hear. We can also help pupils with key language they will need to understand the text. That way, they are practicing listening without worrying about words or phrases they don't know. All of these things can help to motivate our pupils to listen by getting them interested in the topic, excited about what they're about to hear, and ready to concentrate. In life, we never listen to something without a reason, and this is important in the classroom too. Don't ask pupils to listen without giving them something to do, a reason to listen. We do this by setting a during listening task. You could ask pupils to create their own reason for listening, to set their own task, or you can set the task yourself. And always give time to read and understand questions or the task before they begin listening. When they listen the first time, they may not understand much, so we can support them by asking them to listen for gist, which is the main or overall meaning, focus their attention on certain relevant details, e.g. a place or a person, or certain language. Nothing too difficult for their first listen. After the listening, we can check what pupils understood of the overall text based on what we asked them to do. On a second listening, they will hopefully be able to catch more detail, but avoid asking them to write sentences or long answers. They could check their understanding by listening a third time. Or you might want to focus on one particular part of the listening text before moving to the post-listening stage. After pupils have listened, a post-listening task will give meaning to the lesson and will help them consolidate and extend their learning. We can watch and monitor as pupils listen to see how well they respond to the during listening activity, and we might want to collect in some worksheets to look at. Close monitoring is important while pupils listen. Based on this, in the post-listening stage, you might want to focus on one particular area of the text, or review learning for some or all pupils to reinforce or clarify something. Or you could extend learning for some or all pupils, those who are ready to move on to learn more. It can also be the opportunity to personalize and provide something more pupil-centered. You might ask for a personal or creative response to the text, like an opinion. Or you could focus on language from the text at this stage. This can give real meaning to the learning and motivate pupils. The post-listening stage could also be a further opportunity for formative assessment, where you continue to assess pupils' listening skills through their responses to the activities.